Hello and welcome back. In this video, we are going to create our auth service Rabbitmq connection, and also we are going to create the producer function. Now for the connection itself, I think we already created connections before. We created one here in the notification service. Okay, so we are going to copy this. We are going to use exactly this same service. So there's no need going through it again. Okay, so I'll copy this service, and then I'll show you how we can create our producer. Okay, so you can copy the content of this connection right here from your notification service, or you can just copy the file itself, but just copy the content and then go to auth service source, create a new folder called queues. Okay, and then inside I'll create connection.ts. okay, and then I'm going to paste this. Now let me make some changes here. This is going to be @auth, okay, config, and then this will be, maybe we'll call this auth notification, or rather auth queue connection. That is auth service queue connection, and this will be auth, okay, auth server or auth service. Let me change this to auth service create connection method error. Okay, so what we are doing here is, here we're creating our logger, and here to create a connection we call client. Okay, client from the AMQP library. So client.connect, and then we pass the Rabbitmq endpoint. And then here we create a channel. Remember that everything we do with our Rabbitmq, okay, asset exchange, asset queue, bind queue, we do it from a channel. So we create a channel, and if everything is successful, we log this information, okay. And then we call this close connection. If there's an issue with the process, we close the connection, we close the channel, and then we return channel right here. But if there's an error, we log, and where we return defined. That's the reason why we say here promise return channel or undefined. So if it's successful, we return channel. If it's not successful, we return undefined. Okay, so we have this. Let's go ahead and use it inside our server file. Now for this server file, what we are going to do is, I'm going to create a variable that will be exported. Okay, so this variable will be exported and will be used in our services file. So I'll call it export let auth channel, and it will be of type channel. Okay, so whatever channel will be returned from this create connection, that is what we are going to set to this auth channel, and then we are going to use this in our service files. Okay, so now let's go ahead and use this. We have a function called start queues. So this is going to be auth channel equal to await, then create connection. Okay, we need to import this. Now see that we have create connection from MySQL to MySQL promise, but what we need is from our queues. So you have to be careful the way you name this. Okay, and then cast it as channel. Okay, so what I've done here is simple. I created a variable because this variable will be used outside of this file. It's of type channel, and then I'm exporting it. And then here I set auth channel to whatever is returned in this create connection. Okay, so now we have our connection. Let's go ahead and add our producer. Remember, for the auth, we are only going to be sending events. Okay, just a reminder, if we go to this presentation here, you can see for the auth service, we are only going to send, that is, we're going to produce messages and send them to notifications and users. The auth service is not going to receive any message. So we are going to have, for the auth service, only a producer. There's not going to be a consumer. Remember, for the notification service, we didn't create any producer, but we only created for testing, but we don't have any file for the producer. We only have files for consumers to consume messages from auth, order, and chat. For auth service, we're only going to have producers but no consumers. So we'll send messages to notification service and users service. Okay, so now let's go ahead. I'll create this file and I'll call it auth auth.producer.ts. Okay, we already saw how we can create our producer. For the producer, we need to use the channel from the create connection. We need to assert the exchange, and then we need to publish. Okay, so here let me quickly add the logger. Okay, so I'll add logger right here. Let me do the import from Winston, and then let me import from auth-config. Let me fix this linting issues, and then I'll call this auth service producer. Okay, now for this I'm going to create a function, so I'll export an asynchronous function. I'll call this publish direct message. Okay, now this will take in some properties. So first let us pass in the properties. Here we need to pass in the channel. If you remember, here we are setting this auth channel. This is the auth channel that we are going to use, but I don't want to use it here directly. I want to use it wherever we are going to call this publish message. Okay, channel is going to be of type channel. Okay, and then we need to pass the exchange name. I already explained that we already understand all of this. So this is going to be exchange name, is going to be of type string. Then we need the routing key. Routing key is going to be of type string. We need the message. Now the message is going to be stringified. Okay, so even if it's an object we want to send, the object will always be stringified. Okay, and then we can pass a log message, another property called log message of type string. Okay, so we pass the channel, the exchange name, the routing key, the message. This message is always going to be of type string. If it's an object, if it's a boolean, if it's an array, we always we're going to stringify it, convert it to a string, and then pass it right here. Okay, now this function is going to return void, so promise void, so it's not going to return anything. And then we use try catch. Okay, as usual for the catch, I'll say log.log. The log type is error, and then the information is auth service provider publish direct message method error, and then we pass the error object. Okay, now let's deal with the try part. Now what I'm going to do is, if this connection does not exist, if there's no connection, because in the connection here we are saying if there's an error with the process, close the channel, close the connection. Okay, so that is why we are checking here. If there is no channel, then we want to create a new channel. So channel equal to await, and then create connection. Now you have to be careful so we don't import it from the wrong place. Yes, from auth connection, and then cast this as channel. We are casting this because create channel returns channel or undefined. So we are telling it, okay, we expect it to return channel. Okay, so if no channel, then create a new connection and then return channel. Otherwise, the first thing to do for a producer is we need to assert the exchange. Okay, so we say await channel dot assert exchange, and then we pass the exchange name, and then we pass the type. So for this is going to be a direct exchange. Remember, the message we are going to send, the email messages we are going to send from the auth service to the notification will be a direct message. So for the verify email message is going to be a direct exchange. Okay, so what this direct means is, once the exchange receives the message from the publisher, it's going to send it directly via the routing key to the queue. Okay, and then here we call channel.publish, and then we pass in the exchange name, we pass in the routing key, and then the last property is going to be a buffer. So we say buffer dot from, and then we pass in the message. Okay, oh, this should be publish. This is publish. Okay, and then we can log this any information we have here. We can say log.info, and then we pass log message. Okay, so majority of the times this is how our publish message, if we are publishing a direct message. If you want to publish a fan out, the only difference is you just change this to fan out. Okay, so here we're going to see how to deal with that when we get to that point, but this is our publisher. Okay, so this is what will be used to publish the messages, okay, from our auth service, and then it will be received by the exchange, because in Rabbitmq, the publisher doesn't send messages directly to the queue. It sends it to the exchange. It's the exchange that will route that message to the appropriate queue. Now, in this case, we are using direct message or direct exchange type. Okay, so here we have our connection, and also we have the publish direct message.